Good afternoon. Today is Monday the 5th of September 2022 and I'm in the Lake District. So I'm back in the wonderful Windermere today. It's been 9 years since I was last here. Not long arrived, it's just before 12 o'clock. I'm just going to have a quick look around before I do a short walk. Okay, just a brief look around Windermere town. Get on with the walk now then. Crossing the A591, I followed a very clear sign to where I would be heading, turning left at the next signpost. Oh, it's really lovely to be back in the Lake District. I'm actually here for 5 nights, so I've arrived here today, Monday, and I'm going back home on Saturday. However, the weather is not looking particularly good for this week, so but to be fair, we've had a very, very dry summer and we do need the rain, so I can't complain. So I don't know how much film I'm going to do this week. I'm just filming the short walk today on my arrival. I arrived in Windermere about 11:30, so I just thought it'd be quite nice to sort of shoot a short walk on my arrival whilst the weather's good today, because the forecast is probably the best day today of the week I'm going to be here, and then I'll check into my guest house any time after 3 this afternoon. So I'm staying in Ambleside, so not far away. So yeah, even if I don't do much filming, depends on the weather, I'm still going to enjoy myself here. It would be quite nice, even if the weather is good all week, just to do a couple of days of filming and then do the other days where I sort of just enjoy myself and chill out a bit more. So we'll see how it goes anyway. The last time I came to Windermere properly was just over 9 years ago. I was here back in 2013, and that was then when I made my very first film in the Lake District. I remember how excited I was about doing that. And that particular film, that was Wayfarer of Windermere. That ended up being the last of the longer length films I made, because it was after that I decided to do the shorter length films, sort of like, you know, around the 20 or so minute films that I still make now. And that format has been much more successful, so. After passing through attractive woodland, I came out into the open as I continued on a hard path towards a metal gate at the far end, leading out onto the A592. I've re-emerged onto the A592 now. However, I'm turning straight off it again because my way takes me up this narrow lane here. So I think I've got quite a bit of road bashing to do. I followed this pleasant winding lane for nearly 3/4 of a mile, passing Cross's farm, and began to get more open views across this part of the Lake District. Well, I'm practically halfway through the walk already and it's only 1:10. I think it's time to find somewhere to sit and have my sarnie now. But yeah, a lovely short walk to start my week in the Lake District. I think this walk is it's not even 3 miles, so I just thought it would be a great one to do for my first day here, because what I didn't particularly want to do was get up at the crack of dawn and sort of, you know, make the drive from Derbyshire to here and start doing a longer walk. So this will just do nicely for today. I left about, what time did I leave this morning? Must have been about sort of 8:30, I think it was. So yeah, it took me about an hour to get out of Derbyshire. It's always the worst part. But then once I get onto the motorway at Manchester, it's sort of plain sailing, so pretty good really. Passing the Causeway farm, I turned off the lane as I climbed a stone stile in the wall on the right. Continuing along a path by a wall, I kept straight ahead, climbing steadily across grass and between rocky outcrops. Starting to double back now, and I'm heading towards today's highlight on the walk. And I've been up there before, so I'm looking forward to seeing it again today. So this week in the Lake District I've got this week, it's actually the second of 2 holidays that I booked this year. I booked both holidays back in March because I suddenly thought, stuff it, you know, I've not had a holiday for a while, I've got a little bit of savings, so let's just treat myself to a couple of holidays. So yeah, I've been looking forward to this one. But the first holiday, that was one I actually had to cancel. That was the one that I was supposed to be going to in the week during the Platinum Jubilee week. So that was the end of May, beginning of June. But I cancelled that because that was when I ended up moving to my new flat. So that of course took priority over my holidays, because as I say, you know, cancelling a holiday is fine, because at least I know that I can, you know, reschedule it for another time. So, but at least I knew with the Lake District one I didn't need to cancel it, because, you know, it's now September. I knew by this time that I'd be settled into my new home, which I am. So yeah, right now life is damn good. That's all I can say. It is really good. Lovely Lake District step style. Okay, well, straight on then. I'm nearly there. I'm getting more excited now. It doesn't take much to excite me. That's really sad, isn't it? path continued between bracken, slowly leading me towards the 784-foot summit of Orrest Head. Orrest Head is the first fell climbed by Alfred Wainwright. He was so enchanted by the views of the fells and lakes that they changed his life, and he in turn changed the lives of many others with his pictorial guides, which quickly became synonymous with the Lake District. Orrest Head. Yeah, been here a few times before. Yeah, just a wonderful spot. If this is a first visit to the Lake District, Orrest Head is a really good place to come because it gives you a sample of what you're going to see, because you can see the whole of Lake Windermere from here. And it's not a hard climb up from Windermere town. I've come the long way around and I'm going to be going back the short way in a minute. But yeah, this was the first place I came to in the Lake District when I first came to the lakes back in 1987. That was one of my youth hosteling holidays, and if you watch my aforementioned film Wayfarer of Windermere, I talk about that a lot more in detail, so I won't repeat it again now. But yeah, this is lovely. So I'm going to be spending the rest of this week just up there somewhere beyond the end of the lake. I'm going to be staying in Ambleside. So, yeah, I should be checking in the guest house there in about an hour or so. Yeah. Lovely. I don't think it'll hurt to stand here for a little bit longer. Lovely. Okay, well that's Orrest Head. I'm going to make my way back down to Windermere town now. From the summit, I began to descend as I bore slightly right along a rocky path. Well, there were quite a lot of people on Orrest Head today, which isn't surprising really, because it's a nice spot. But I think if I'd come here this time last week, it would have been a lot busier, because last week was the last week of the school holidays. So now that kids have gone back to school, as of today, it's going to be a lot quieter. And that is exactly why I've picked this week to come here to the Lake District. There's always method to my madness, as I say. Okay, as I descend towards Windermere town, I think it's time to give today's shout out. And today's shout out goes to a couple of guys I only met a few minutes ago. So I'd like to say hello to Justin and Owen from Manchester. I was stood on Orrest Head just now, obviously taking quite a few pictures with my camera, and Justin and Owen were some of the people there, and Justin sort of just said to me, he said, "Oh, have you got a YouTube channel?" He said. I said, "I have indeed." So I pointed in the direction of my channel. Yeah, it was nice talking to them, Justin and Owen. They're staying in the Lake District for the week, as I am, but they're staying in a place called Eskdale, which is going to be a lot quieter. They were saying that sort of living in the big city like Manchester, you know, Eskdale is the ideal place for them to stay because it's so much quieter, just to get away from all the noise and the hustle and bustle. So yeah, I don't blame them at all. But they were a cracking couple of guys. You know, we had a good old chinwag there. So yeah, nice to meet you both, Justin and Owen. Hello there. What's your name then? As I always say, I like to meet the friendly locals. Ah, well, nice to meet you. Dropping through the woodlands, around several sharp bends, I headed back to Windermere. Well, I'm back in Windermere town now, and that was a nice little walk to do it on my first day here in the Lake District. As I say, I'm not sure how the rest of the week's going to turn out because, according to the weather forecast, today's going to be the best day, so I may not be able to get out and do any more filming after today, but we'll see. I'm not going to rule it out totally. But anyway, whatever. Even if I don't do any more filming, the rain comes down, I'm still going to have a nice time in the Lake District because it's just a fantastic place. Well, I've arrived in Melrose House, which is the B&B in Ambleside, in which I'm staying for this whole week. So, it's nice. I parked outside on the road in a bay and just walked across to the guest house. I was greeted very warmly by Monica. She seems very nice. And she gave me a disc to put in my windscreen, so because apparently traffic wardens are very hot in Ambleside. So I put the disc in my windscreen, just came up to my room, and then as I sort of put all my stuff away, I went back out, moved the car to one of the South Lakeland car parks, and she's given me like a permit for one of those. So I'm going to try and park the car, or I'm going to leave it in the car park as much as possible this week, because depending on what happens this week, whether I go out and do any more filming after today or what, I'd like to try and leave the car in Ambleside as much as possible, because you know, I'd like to do a couple of walks from Ambleside, or if I want to go outside of Ambleside, just hop on a bus or something. It'd be quite nice, but we'll see. Anyway, this is my room. I'm in room number 3. It's a single room, and to be honest with you, it's not too bad. It's very nice. Because I've stayed in single rooms before and some of them can be absolutely tiny. You know, there's barely room to move, you know, there's room just to get the bed in and then, you know, not much room for anything else. But this is actually okay. The bathroom's separate, there is a sink here, got a wash basin, but the actual bathroom is my own private bathroom and I just use the key for this room for the bathroom. So there's a shower and toilet in there. So yeah, it's really nice. Okay, well, I'm going to get settled now. Just sort myself out. As I say, I don't know what I'm going to be doing after today, but I think for now I'll just put my feet up for a bit, have a shower, and then I'll have a little wander around Ambleside, find somewhere to eat later on tonight, and then I'll just see where the rest of the week takes me.